We are podcastvideos.com. Our goal is to educate, enlighten, engage, and entertain. We believe in the power of love and transformation through storytelling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Bang, and we are back with a special Meet the Team series. Today we have none other than...
Linden.
We have Linden. Linden, this is a very bittersweet episode. This is 2 days before your last day. Cue the tears. You've been with podcastvideos.com for how long?
Almost a year.
And you're transitioning to?
College.
What are all the feels? Like, as you think about how long you've been a part of this company, which is still relatively new, you know what I mean? And how you've seen it grow, and as you're transitioning out, you know, last day in 2 days, like what's kind of going through your mind right now?
So I started an internship here, and it was at the old studio, which just seeing it progress from what it started to what it's become now has just been super cool. And I think just like even new employees, just everyone new included, is just crazy to see how before there was our old dining room table and like, I don't even know what you call it. There was stairs and like a little loft thing. And then coming all the way to this is just super fun to experience and just to witness. And everyone here is just so great. So I think the part that I'll miss the most will just be the people. Mm-hmm. But I think being a part of it too and just seeing how everything's come together has been super cool.
Yeah. Give me your welcome to like reality moment. You know what I mean? Like I remember, I'll explain when I first started, I was working front desk, kind of like, you know, what you do. And we had so many podcasts to send out. And I was so overwhelmed. Like, I was like, okay, I got to send this one. I got to receive this one. I got to watch this one. Mm-hmm. And that was the day that I was just like, and then Bob, shout out to Bob. Bob was like giving me so much more stuff to do on top of what I already had. And I was just sitting there like, have you ever seen the meme where like the desk is on fire? And the guy in the just sitting there like, this is fine. Like I was just, you know, but that was like, okay, like welcome to reality moment where, you know, and obviously you get better, you learn the systems and you're able to move forward. Did you have a moment where you were just like, what is happening right now? You know what I mean?
Honestly, I think because you were the one who trained me. So the only thing I can...
Dang, I trained you. Mm-hmm. I did a good job.
But I think just like with moving files and stuff and sending stuff, like you said, off to editors and all this, you're like, okay, this is a little more than I expect. Because you can't just like upload it and it's like, okay, send off, good to go. So probably just that. I don't think there's anything where it was like... until... like we mentioned.
Wait, Linda, what are you laughing about? What is there a recent event that just happened?
So I think we were training my stepsister and a new employee, Bennett.
Sure.
You know, everyone makes mistakes, and I think that's an important part of growing. And I've grown a long way since then.
This is a safe space.
I did delete a podcast. It was only the audio though.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that really helped me grow, and I feel like no, it does not need to happen to anyone. That should be a normal thing. People shouldn't be deleting podcasts. But I think that was kind of a moment where I was like, you know.
Well, specifically though, like it's not like you just went on this file and you were like, up X. Like, you know, we have these procedures where every day you have to format or clear the cards, right? And so you were just formatting a card, doing your normal routine. And didn't realize that there was audio captured, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So maybe speak a little bit about that. Like talk a little bit about how tedious the process is, and even a simple thing like formatting the memory card or like checking memory cards. Like what are some of the, I guess, the steps that you're just like, man, you really got to make sure, you know, you're covering your bases? Yeah,
I think exactly like what you said. Like you can just press one button and it could all be deleted.
Yeah.
And even with like the video recording stuff, if you forget like to press a button or something and there's no recording, then it's just like small stuff like that. Cause it's not like there's a big where you can press one thing and then it all comes together. It's like, or even setting up the lights, or if you get a camera angle wrong or there's some kind of glare, it's just little stuff like that that you have to be super tedious with, or else it could really mess up its podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many times something minor happened like that. Like, you know, we use iPads to make sure cameras are in frame and in focus and start the recording. And that's all we use the iPad for. Like, it's not like we sitting there monitoring the light. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I just learned the word aperture last podcast. I guess that's a lighting term. Like, it ain't like we messing with the aperture. You know what I'm saying? I still don't know what it means, but I like the word. But I remember one time I'm literally like making sure the camera angles are good. So I'm going through here and I accidentally pressed mute on one of the cameras, which I didn't even know you could do.
I didn't know you could do that either.
You know what I mean? So the whole time, like the camera is like not recording the audio. Now, thankfully for us, we capture our audio through Roadcasters. So we didn't need that camera audio. But if we did, I would have been like, how did I was just trying to scroll, you know what I mean? And so I think about, it's funny because when, like you said, I had to remember, I actually did help train you. And you were pretty good, Linden. You knew what you were doing.
One podcast.
But when you came in, I just remember you being so nervous. And like you would ask questions about like stuff that I feel like you knew the answers to. You would be like, I got to move this over here. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you think? And you like, I don't know. And so I remember telling you, like, you have to just do everything with confidence. You know what I mean? Like, speaking to that a little bit, like, you wouldn't maybe associate a job like this with, like, having to have confidence, but, like, maybe speak into having confidence and believing that you're doing the right thing and how that helps you where you are now. Because now you're up there and you were pro. Like, you just know what to do. You know how to. So talk about that. Like, how did you get more confident in what you were doing?
So I think especially because whenever you were training me, I remember I'd like ask questions because I would question myself, and I feel like that's something that like held me back from figuring out how to do everything and being confident in my own skills, because I would ask you and you'd be like, "You sure? Like, you know the answer? Like,
yeah.
Wait, and I'd be like, why is he not answering? It's just But I think that helped a lot because then it helped me have confidence in like my own knowledge and stuff I've learned before. But when it comes to like stuff like this, especially if there's only like you up there running, like if you're the only one up there, you can't really, some people are busy, so you can't go back and be like, how do you do this? How do you do this?
Yeah.
But I think just kind of mastering the routine of it, and especially like over a repetitive process, because it's, that's done. But like, because I think if you repeat it enough times, eventually it's like you learn like the back of your hand. Like I could probably go up there and do it right now compared to like how long it would take me in the beginning versus now is like a big difference.
For sure.
So I feel like just repeating the process, and especially we have resources like to help us, like the business process documentation, just even asking you or Parker or Bob or anyone, there's people here to help you and you're not just like led in the dark.
Yeah. I think it's cool, you know, to hear you say confidence really comes from repetition. Like if somebody asks you like, hey, go fly a plane, you'll be like, what? Like but you know what I mean? Like, hey, go ride a bike. It's a whole different conversation because one of those skills you've done over and over and over again. So I agree with you. I think, you know, the confidence literally just comes from just successful reps.
Yeah.
And like you said, even making the mistakes, because now it's like, okay, I know I shouldn't do that. Or like, I know I don't want to delete this audio. Let me check the card first.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, proud of you, Linden. You've come a long way. Yeah. Now you are transitioning to college. Talk a little bit about that. Where you going? How you feeling about it?
So I'm going to University of Kentucky in August, which is crazy because it's less than a month.
It's August, like now, tomorrow it's to be August. Yeah.
But I've known I was going there since like September of 2023.
Really?
Yeah. And so I feel like just planning out, kind of doing a lot of research and doing in-depth like insights on where I wanted to go or what I wanted in different things helped a lot, because I'm not the type of person, I would not apply to like 15 different colleges because I'm not going to waste time doing that if I'm not 100% sure I want to go there.
Sure.
And so I feel like I've prepared myself enough to where now I'm not like panicking or stressing over that.
Why Kentucky?
Every time someone asks, I'm just like, there's so many different, I think the one thing that kind of sold me was I visited there in August with my mom, and just like the atmosphere itself and the safety, and because we took a tour of it, and so you could see like everything that we went to a football game that weekend too. And I was just like, yeah, like I just kind of knew. I don't know how to explain it, but you just like when you know, you know.
You know, yeah, you felt the vibe.
But even before that, because I'm majoring in marketing, and their school of business is also, even though the one here in Fayetteville is nice, but just the campus itself is super safe. The environment itself is great, and I know I wanted to go to like a big SEC school just to get that kind of college experience. But yeah. And they also have a lot of programs and resources for students. Like, it's insane how many places you can go if you need anything.
Yeah. It's fire. Well, listen, we're going to miss you. You brought a lot of value to this company. Seriously, Linden. Like, and yeah, we wish you the best on all your future endeavors. And I know we'll see you again. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like you're going away forever. Maybe you'll start a podcast. Would you ever?
I mean, yeah, I think I definitely would. I had, I had one with my best friend. That kind of, we didn't really work.
You already have one though?
We had 2 episodes.
Okay.
Shout out Parker. He didn't. But I don't know what I started on though.
Yeah.
But I feel like I talk enough that I could probably
In the
find
future.
something.
Yeah.
Never know.
All right. Any final words?
Really gonna miss it here. I mean, I joked about with Parker the other day. I was like, I think I hit my peak here. Like after this, it's just going downhill. Which that's a joke.
He's still on the come up. He's still climbing.
But I think like this was a really great experience, and I've worked previous jobs before, but I feel like we also just create like kind of a family together, like all of us here, and so it's always just been like such a positive environment to come into, and I've definitely learned a lot of stuff too, like not only with technology, because before I didn't even know how to make like a Google spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But I think I've just learned a lot about like customer service, just working with others, teamwork, and so there's a lot of valuable things I could take from working here.
Linden, I'm proud of you. Until next time, I'm Bang. This is Linden. She's going to Kentucky.
Go Cats.
Go. Go. We'll see y'all later.